Hey, you guys, a long time no see. Hey, Dustin, if you're still in here, it is always awesome to see you, my friend. So happy Sunday, you guys. It's been not 1, but 2 month, 2 month, maybe even a little more than that since I posted anything. I just sort of dropped out of the YouTube land. And lots of stuff has been going on and I miss you. So I thought I would go live today and just hang out, talk about some of the stuff that's been going on in my life, find out some of the stuff that's been going on in your life. That way, you were in one of my dreams a couple weeks ago, man. Hey, DN, welcome in. So good to see you guys. How's your spring shaping up? What's shaking your way? How's it been, dude? I'm getting some sun. I've been spending a lot of time outside, and I'm actually feeling amazing lately. I'm feeling so grateful. I'm not just feeling in the flow. I feel like I am the flow, and everything in its perfect timing. You know what I realized too? I didn't even realize this until like a couple of weeks ago. Actually, maybe 3 or 4 weeks now. What is time? But I realized that when I went off of YouTube, the very day that I stopped posting coincided with the pre-shadow of the what's it called? Mercury retrograde. I didn't plan it, but I did go through like a whole bunch of like old emotions again, old habits, like rapid fire. I also felt like I got sucked into like the depths of all of it, all of the things that I've ever been challenged by, like my eating habits, emotional attachments, all kinds of stuff. Oh, weed smoking. I drank a couple of times. I regret none of it. I regret none of it. But I was feeling pretty negative about myself, my own like internal thoughts, where I was heading in the world, and what I was doing with my time, and that was all being swirled around a lot of like self-worth issues and things like that. And so then I got to thinking, I was like, man, what is my purpose here? I mean, I love symbolism. I love learning things. And I want to be of service, and I aim for that. I pray for that. And I do feel that through my offerings on here, that I am, I am being a service. I am being helpful in the world. But like, I was feeling like maybe there was like a more meaningful way to do that. And what the heck? Can you guys still hear me? Son of a gun. Bum 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 bum. Can you hear me? Sort of just like making up notes, or notes that are making up me. Okay, thank you, DN. I don't know. I'm gonna check the back of the computer here. Oh man. Well, I don't know. It's really hot. The Elgato, the Cam Link. Son of a gun, wouldn't you know it? Oh, you know what too? We are supposed to have like a huge storm that's coming through anytime from now until like 6 p.m. I heard all kinds of different accountings this morning when I was at work. We were so freaking busy. Holy majoli. Okay, let's see if I can't get this to run properly. I think I gotta have to get down under the computer. Where was I at with my train of thought? Oh, purpose, being purposeful. Okay, I got it. I know where I am. Thank you. Okay. I got this new phone, and I got it. I waited like over a year I picked it out before they even came out with it because of the the camera quality. Oh my gosh. Speaking of which, I got insanely magnificent pictures of the eclipse that came right through my town with my phone. Like, it's nuts. And I really appreciate this phone. I love it. But man, I don't know. Where was I even going with that? Yeah, I'm still getting used to it, but right, the flashlight on this thing, as amazing as this phone is, the flashlight is weak sauce. Whatever. All right, let's see. Where's this go? Oh my God, I've got to clean it up down here. Scheisse. I should have waited to pull it out until I was down here. I can't remember where it goes. And I installed it. Mother of pearls, I see you. Woo! Hordes! Balls, it didn't work. Pa Joe! Oh, it did work. Okay. Awesome. My weak camera. Okay. Let's see here. Turn off flashlight. No, the camera's strong as can be. Okay, woo! So, good to see you too. So yeah, the whole purposeful thing. So yeah, I got to thinking to myself, should I just like join the nunnery? Which I don't really align with that aspect of religion, but I do align with the idea of being a part of a group of people that does things and like works together for the greater good. But so then I'm thinking, you know, I'm Native American. I've always been drawn to shamanism, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if they've got some sort of shamanistic or shaman program that I could go and check out and be a part of. So I did a search online and was inundated. There are hundreds of thousands of programs out there for shamanism now. And I'm thinking to myself too, like, oh my gosh, how the heck am I going to pick one of these? You know? And I know that we're always led right where we're meant to be. We're always exactly where we're meant to be. And for whatever lesson that might be there in it. And so, but I'm also thinking, like, is this going to be a lesson in like learning when and when not to spend your money? Hey, PPR. Oh, wow. Next storm at 10 p.m. there. Yeah, they're calling for massive rains here. My dad's really into the Dodgers, the baseball team, the Dodgers, and they're playing Columbus today, and they moved up the game like 3 or 4 hours so that they could hopefully get the game done before all the rains came. But I mean, yeah, it's Ohio. It could snow, sleet, rain, and be entirely sunny all in one day, and like like in like 50 degree differences all just in one day. And so I look up I'm looking up shamanism online, and I'm inundated, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just don't know what to pick. They all looked, really interesting, and I'm thinking I'd rather be a part of some sort of apprenticeship. I've always been drawn to apprenticeships, right? I hope you're doing good too, PPR. The slow healing, right? One moment at a time. One moment at a time. All things for reasons. But dude, it sucks to feel, sucky, right? So then I contacted my friend Rachel, and she's just like an amazing human being, and I'm just extremely grateful that she's in my life. Saturnian Sun, happy Sunday, man. It's great to see you. Woo! And I thought to myself, I wonder if she knows someone, because she's so well connected, especially in like the realms of healing and anything that has to do with intuition, psychic nature, and health. Like she's tapped in. So she messaged me back a few days later, and she connected me with this shaman woman who's also a Reiki healer. and who lives in Egypt. She's not from there originally, but she was drawn there, which I totally resonated with. And even just hearing like the tone of her voice when we connected, I was just like, oh yeah, this is it. So, but okay, so as I'm thinking about doing all this shamanism classes and things like that, apprenticeship and whatnot, I am still I am still I'm still feeling overwhelming negativity towards myself, like that I feel that I have like learned so much knowledge through experience, through reading on different ways to go about doing this life thing. And if that's the case, why does it seem to be so difficult for me to just implement these things and actually have, you know, the tenacity and the discipline to actually to do these things on a regular basis? And so then I'm thinking, I wonder maybe if I could link with this lady and get a couple of healings first. So she sends me her website and she offers a bunch of different healings and quantum healings. And I I just I'm overwhelmingly grateful for linking with this amazing woman and her experience and her expertise. She's like psychic on psychic and asked me questions that I was like talking to my friend Anne about just the day before. Like I was feeling so down about so many things. Yo, baby, welcome in. So good to see you. And I was feeling just tired of doing all of it. And not in the sense that I was suicidal in any way, shape, or form, but I felt like I don't want to be here anymore. Whoa, son of a gun, dude. I wonder if it's the storm coming through. Did you see the way my mouth freaked out? I did. So she even asked me, she said, do you ever feel like you just don't want to be here anymore and not in a suicidal way? And I was like, oh my God, I just used those words like 2 days ago. So I ended up, so she offers many different services. And the way that she explains it, you know, that she is a vessel, which I resonate with too. I feel like a vessel, right? And she said she got, you know, directions, like almost like commandments from Mother, Father, God. And that through these healings, it's basically a shamanistic healing, but it's done in a much quicker time span. And she said, you'll find that even just through our conversations, that before I ever even go the meditative work and, link in that, like, that psychic, that on that psychic level to you and your energy, that it will already start to work within you, because it really boils down to ask it and you shall receive. That you say to the divine that this is what I'm seeking, and you're making moves in the world to do it. And on a molecular quantum level, it starts to genuinely change inside of you. Now, you're not supposed to be looking at a black screen, but you are looking at a black screen. My camera went out twice already. Maybe it's a sign. Let's see here. It's just that the storm hasn't come through yet. I know that it's like it's like 98% humidity right now. Oh my gosh, it was just like humid as hell at work today. Okay, so this quantum healing stuff, I'm gonna check out this under here again. I'm going to exit out of this. I'm going to leave the studio and come back and see if it changes. Am I sure? Leave studio. Balls. So that didn't work. I'm going to reattach the camera. Maybe maybe you guys can help me. What is it called? Those like cans that it's like compressed air. Is that all it's called? Like compressed air? It's like cold after you can only use it for so long. I ran out of those, but I haven't done a cleaning on my computer this year, and that could be what is producing this issue right now. Okay, I'm going back with my weak sauce flashlight, and I'm gonna try and reattach it again. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's the sound button. I'm still getting familiar with this phone. It's only been a couple of months. Stop it, you. Wow, it is getting really hot. I wonder if that's why. All right, we'll see how long we got this time. Okay. Ooh, it's glitchy. Maybe it'll get better. Where's my, there it is. Woohoo! Wow, it's so glitchy. I'm going to go out and back in again. Is it better? No, it's glitchy. Un momento, por favor. Leave studio. Woo! Okay. Oh, my hair's a little all over the place, but it's just fine. Elderberry, welcome in. Naomi Peace, everybody, welcome. It's great to see yous. So, the healings that she offers, and so she offered this one healing, and it was like a soul retrieval, like pieces of your soul that you'd left behind in other relationships and other situations that were hardships in your life. And I was thinking maybe that has something to do with my my challenge to what is that word when you do things consistently, to consistently get after the goals and the things that that I feel that are like a calling in this lifetime for me, things that I feel passionate about. And if that's the case, what's the challenge to continue to do those things? And other things too, like health challenges and all of that. Like 2 years ago, I was the healthiest I had ever been physically. And I'd gotten into a really good routine, like a daily routine. And I'm so grateful that I did that. I know that at that time I was directly motivated by like extreme heartbreak. And I've learned a lot from that, and I'm so grateful to not feel that heavy sadness that I had been feeling for a long time, years, right? But now I don't have that driving me, and I really like food. I'm around food all the time. My family has a restaurant, and but I like all kinds of foods. I don't like only like the ones that, everything in its perfect place. Spices and herbs play a big role, and then how you're going to metabolize that food and everything. But 2 Christmases ago, I decided I'm just going to eat whatever I want, and I did, and over 2 years, I put on 50 pounds, and I've just been feeling, and like fluctuating back and forth. And I just got to the point where I was starting to feel really uncomfortable on camera. And, so this heartache thing, and, some long friendships that ended, and I felt like I did not deal with very well, and things that just like pull the rug right from under you, right? I didn't expect a lot of that stuff that was going to happen. And at the same time, I feel like I asked for it because I was asking for spiritual growth and understanding. And then, spirit was like, you got it. If you're going to stay here, you're not going to grow. And so, yeah, so she has this soul retrieval thing. And then she also had this seed removal. And those were the two healings basically that she offered that I was specifically drawn to. I'm actually interested in all of them. And she also teaches classes, which I am very interested in, especially after my experiences with her. And but so then I said to her after we had like our consultation, that, okay, well, I'm really interested in those specific healings, and maybe we should start with the soul retrieval one, and then after that we could do the seed removal one. And the seed removal healing is all about getting to the root cause of whatever is ailing you. Ideas about your worthiness, ideas about your health, about your relationship to money, your relationship to your parents, all of the health ailments that you've ever been through. And when I told her that I was interested in those two, she told me that, honestly, it'd be best if we did that seed removal one first, because once we do that, it makes so much more room inside of you for any soul retrieval work that we need to do. And I said, okay, that sounds great. I trust you. And she said, well, I don't have any other appointments the rest of this day. If you want to do the consultation for the seed removal, we'll do it right now. And so we did. And she asked me a ton of questions about my life. And it was, at multiple times during the consultation, just talking about my life, and, conclusions I had come to about why I am the way I am, all of the different aches or pains or sicknesses that I've ever gone through or dealt with, and, the heartaches and the ideas and feelings of betrayal. Son of a gun! What is up with this camera today? It's not the camera, it's the connection to the computer. Well, during this consultation, I felt the emotions so thick inside of me, like at the back of my throat and the back of my eyes. I knew that it was a safe space for me, that if I needed to cry, that I could cry. But it actually, it kind of shocked me that I felt that way, because these are things that I had talked to, like I had spoken with therapists, a couple of therapists, many times to help me sort through the different hardships that I was going through. And not only that too, but like we lost a lot of my grandparents like a couple of years ago, and it was just like a lot of these back-to-back things that happened in life. And so there's a lot to deal with, and I had a lot of anger towards the pandemic and how all of that went down, and my grandpa dying like during that time, and a whole bunch of stuff that never sat well with me, the way that they portrayed it, and then him having to be alone. And I mean, I still believe that because he was alone, that is actually what expedited his death. He was already ill, but because he was then forced to be away from all of his loved ones, it just, it took his heart right out of him, and he had no will to live after that. So there was a lot of stuff, and we talked about all of it. And even, and like she said, though, as soon as you even start talking about it, it starts making and working its way inside of you. And I really, truly experienced that. Son of a gun, dude. I wonder if I'm able to just really simply pull it out and put it back in without getting all the way down there. Oh, I think I succeeded. But it didn't change anything. Oh, it did! Ah! Okay, so, all right, after we had that whole thing and we talked about all of that stuff, like from the front to the now, like from the beginning to the now, it changed a lot of stuff inside of me. And over the whole next week, I just started to feel so much lighter. And when we had our consultation, like, no, after we, not the consultation, but when we had like our follow-up meeting, and she told me what she specifically encountered, it was just mind blowing. She talked about, finding, 6 energetic parasites inside of me that look like eels that are like black or gray, and then a bunch of swimmers around them. She clears that all out. Your Hara line, which is like the line that goes straight to the center of you, she said it was just like filled with a bunch of sludge, and she cleared and realigned that and grounded me. She removed all sexual signatures from anyone I ever had sexual encounters with, experiences with, like a cord cutting ceremony almost. And let's see, I took so many notes when we were talking. So she said, oh yeah, every time you incarnate, there are these. Okay, so wait, first and foremost, that there's this like black box that's inside of each and every one of us. And it has to do with this paradigm where we live. It's like we're signing up to be a part of this matrix, and it's like when the veil was hijacked and the patriarchal programs started to begin, and many, many, many years ago, hundreds of years ago, when that started to be the way that we did things here in this realm. And that when this veil was hijacked, that they basically installed a black box inside of each one of us, like a black box on a plane or something, but this is like a spiritual black box inside of each of us. And that when she goes in and does this work, she removes this black box. And she found mine, and it was like on like the left side of my lower abdomen, like by my ovaries. And she pulled out the black box, and she said that every time then you reincarnate into another lifetime, that more wires grow out of this box. And each wire that grows out of this box are programs that you are then aligning with, and then drawing into your destiny, so to speak, your way to be in the world, the things that you'll believe to that are then going to grow. And so she said that I had so many wires growing from this black box that were then invasively throughout my entire body, like a whole network of different kinds of veins, that she could tell that I had reincarnated over 1,000 times. So, like, that's pretty heavy and pretty cool. It reminds me of Dolores Cannon, who says, when people tell you have an old soul, does that just mean you're a slow learner? So, let me get a sip here. So, she says too that after you go in here and you remove that black box, that the wires then they work their way out, they release themselves, and then there's nothing else for more of these patriarchal programs to link into anymore. And so it's like you're free at last. I'm free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. So then she worked on abandonment issues, unworthiness, self-loathing, self-sacrifice. She reset my endocrine system, and oh my gosh, I got to tell you about that, because I've had 2 healings with her now. And and the last healing, the end of it, I took a little class with her to learn how to do the endocrine reset. And oh my goodness, it's just like phenomenal, right? The lightness that I feel, the joy that I feel, that, it's like, I didn't know the day that she did it. And I could have swore that she did it a day before that she ended up doing it, because there was one day I just woke up and it was just like the past wasn't heavy anymore, and I felt better, and I didn't feel so bogged down about all the things that I wanted to accomplish. They felt more like exciting, that I have the opportunity to do all those things, and that everything's right here at my fingertips, and that really I am the flow. And also ideas of success, like fear of persecution, like lifetimes being like a healing woman in the past and then being persecuted and killed for it. She actually saw me in specific lifetimes that left scars. One of the really juicy things about this quantum healing method that she uses is that when she goes through and she removes these seeds, these thoughts, these programs that we have adapted, it doesn't just remove them from this lifetime. It removes them from every single lifetime you've ever lived, which is kind of difficult to wrap your mind around. But that whole concurrent time thing, right? Which then like, I've been thinking about it. I'm thinking to myself, so wait, then if you've removed it from me now, and now it's removed from all of the lives that I've already lived, which I'm living now too, which is such a, like a mind loop. Then what is happening in all of these other lives? How is that transpiring? Is it, oh, I don't know. Like, all of the possibilities of what could be playing out, right? It's confusing and cool. I find myself thinking about it, right? So there was that other thing is that, like, this past 6 months, I'd been feeling like my throat has just been so sore, and I hadn't done anything different. I thought that it was just maybe, the smoking, even though I've cut my smoking back in half. I quit smoking weed entirely. And what would be the thing then if I smoke so little now that all of a sudden my throat is so sore all the time? She encountered a lifetime where I was a Black man and I was a slave, and someone killed me, and they did it by she saw like a bandana that was then pulled around the back of me, and they cut off my air supply. And I asked her, well, do you know what the time frame is for that? Because I've read things about past life experiences that people will then, in the lives they're now, all of a sudden, like, if they were shot to death at the age they were shot, that's the age that it will manifest in them. And she told me that she couldn't tell me the exact age of that person, but it was sometime between 38 and 46. And I'm 41 now. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's what it is. And I feel that that's the case more just because when she said it to me, that was all that linked with me. And that's what, I was being led toward. Anyways, I thought that was fascinating. And my throat isn't as sore as it had been. It's just getting better every single day, which I'm really grateful for. So let's see here. What other notes here? Oh my gosh, she talked about some really juicy stuff too, about how when the veil was hijacked that way, that the divine feminine, it grounded itself into the world in Lake Titicaca, but that the divine masculine had never actually grounded itself into this realm until February 20. She said 2 different years at one point. The first time I talked to her, she said 2020, the 22nd, that the divine masculine energy came down into this realm and planted itself here in the Nile River, right? And it has to do with where it all started, and it linking up into Africa and Egypt, which is why she's in Egypt, actually. And so 3D masculine, the 3D masculine. So the 3D is like the here and the now. Instead of divine. So there's divine and then there's 3D, right? Divine masculine, 3D masculine, divine feminine, 3D feminine, how we're manifesting in this world. So now that this divine masculine has integrated itself into this here and now, there can be more harmony in the duality that exists within each and every one of us on a quote unquote singular level, just inside who we are, but also in our relationships with others. And it makes me think a lot too about people transitioning from one gender to another, one sex to another, which I think a lot of it is, it's a psychological, it's just like a contagion. But it really is real for a lot of people. There, probably a lot less than the, like, and I'm not, I know it's such a controversial topic, and it seems so funny to me that it's so controversial, because it's, I think, the demanding of other people's ways of thinking to change, and that's not how things change. And the demanding of being called a certain, pronoun, I don't really align with any of that. And I do understand, though, that since time began, that there are people who, they feel one way or another way, more than what they came into this physical being as, and that we all go through different times in our lives where we feel more masculine or more feminine. So I don't know. I just think it's fascinating. It's fascinating that this linking into the divine masculine, and then this whole, like, quote unquote woke revolution of all of the trans drama is here right now. It's just interesting to me. And I say more power to be whoever it is that you are, what you're called to be here. And that the people that are meant to be in your life will support you for that. But demanding it of a population, you can just fuck right off. Like, no, thank you, buddy. Like, and I think, like, people are people, and we're blessed, and we're all finding our way. So she also talked about colors and being filled with light, and how after she goes through this whole quantum healing, that she then she calls on Mother, Father, God to fill you with light, and the colors that flowed into me were yellow, blue, and gold light. And that gold light is the ultimate healing energy and color that you could ever work with to heal your body, heal anybody. And so sacred and cool. I mean, I think it's really cool too, just because I was always a silver girl, and I still love me some silver. I mean, you can tell. But I became interested. Since my grandma passed away a couple of years ago, I inherited a bracelet from her that was her mom's, and is gold. And so I feel like it's my ancestral boon, and I wear it a lot. I'm not wearing it right now, but I wear it a lot. And ever since I started wearing that, I then started getting, gold earrings to match and gold necklaces to match, and actually enjoying it. Like, I had kind of an aversion to gold before that. I was just always like, yeah, silver until I die. How vain anyways, all of that, right? No, I mean, it's okay to adorn yourself. Yeah. Michelle, I love you. Welcome in, my girl. You know who else I'm missing pretty hardcore is Rose. I miss that lady so much. I think about her often. So yeah, this quantum healing thing, and even just like in physics, it's really cool how that word quantum is like everywhere now. I remember the first time I ever encountered it was when I saw it in the Men in Black movie, when Will Smith like shoots the little girl that's holding the quantum physics book. So funny the way he describes all that. Well, that was the first time I was ever introduced to that word, even though I didn't know what it meant. But on a physics level, a quantum is the smallest particle. It's like the smallest quantity or measurement. Like a photon is a quantum in light, right? It's the smallest measurable quantity in light, a photon. Let's say, yeah, wait. Let's see what the interweb says. Brain freeze. Okay, I know how to do it. I haven't been on my computer in forever. I just like was staring. Okay. Yeah, quantum. And then like what the plural of quantum is, I think quanta. And I think it comes from quantus, which is Latin for how much. I think. I could be wrong about all of that. But let's find out. Okay, so quantum. What comes up when I just Quantum Leap. Cool series, but that's not what I'm after. Let's just say quantum. No, not Quantum Leap. Quantum. It's a cool word too. Quantum. Okay, yeah. The minimum amount of any physical entity involved in an interaction, which like an interaction is like a physics term. Aren't there like 4 types of interactions or something like that? Okay, let's see. What do we got down here? Let's look up Wikipedia. So in physics, a quantum is the minimum amount of any physical entity involved in an interaction. So quantum is a discrete quantity of energy proportional in magnitude to the frequency of the radiation it represents. Radiation, to radiate. I know radiation is like, it has a lot of negative connotations to it. And like you think of like nuclear particles and things like that, but light has radiation. Our own energy and soul energy radiates too, right? Quantum healing. Oh, it makes me think too of like the shaman healers that and like voodoo doctors and things like that. They would have like Cha-Cha Witcha. What a cool name. Welcome in. Awesome. Yeah, like voodoo healers and shamans, medicine men of the past, and I'm sure even of today. But I read about it in like older books. It was like how you could make an herbal tincture or a recipe of something, and you could continue to use that same medicine as long as there was still a drop of the original liquid in it. That's sort of a quantum theory for this quantum healing. But then when we think about it too on like a molecular cellular level, and the changes, it's like every word we speak spells into existence, not just even like speaking out loud, but the thoughts that we're holding towards ourselves, towards the world, toward all of us around us. Oh, okay. Is 313 in here? Is Heidi in here? I love you, Heidi, even if you're not in here. I freaking love you. So yeah, quantum healing. What a thing. What a thing. So then I had another one of these seed removal healings with her, and it was another phenomenal experience. And I just took notes on notes on notes. Oh, what she said too, blue, that color blue, which I loved how this like enhances my own understanding of colors, because I'm like obsessed with symbolism and how everything intrinsically fits together. That blue is the will of God, the divine masculine and soothing energy. Isn't that juicy? Gold, the highest healing energy. Silver, white, blue, from Archangel Michael, the high conductor of electricity. Silver. It's so cool too, just because when I have this like image of beholding the light and the dark inside each of us, and how it's like it's more about defining the different degrees of light that you are a part of. But there can be no light without the dark. There can be no appreciation of it or understanding thereafter without the other. That there is this balance that is in the grand scale of things, and then also as above, so below, as within, so without, the microcosm, the macrocosm of things. But when I see it like that, I see the dark and the light becoming silver instead of gray in a lot of my meditations. Silver wizards. Okay, so all right, so second time she went in there and she cleaned my horror line again. It was all good. The sludge was all gone. She cleaned out all sexual signatures again. Everything was clear. She worked with betrayal and trust, procrastination, fear of things ending, and fear of success. She worked with poverty consciousness, shame, guilt, remorse, despair. She worked with fear of being a healer or being killed for it, a need to fit in or you don't fit in, foundations crumbling, fear of standing on your own 2 feet, fear of being controlled and not being in control, fear of speaking up, beliefs of I deserve this, fear of the future and not able to see the future. So she did a solar plexus healing on me, and she found this whole bird's nest, like that was starting in my solar plexus, but then it grew down and like encased both of my ovaries. And she went in there and cleared all of that out. And she did a brain synapse reset too. Oh my gosh, so much amazing thing. And what was the other thing that she does? And she did both at both times. That she then puts a it's like what sigil did she use over your head? Polarity on different like grades of light, masculine healing, goddess. Son of a gun, I thought I wrote that down. She found my heart locked in a box, that I had done that myself. It's so interesting. The throat chakra. The second time that we talked to, she talked about how a long, long time ago, when I was here as a man, that somehow I had ended up with a big old cut and a scar that came right down my face and went right through my eye. And it had to do with a lot of the fear of sight and seeing and all of the manifestations therein. I'm trying to find that one thing, though. I don't know if we talked about aura colors and all of the colors, solar plexus. So, I don't remember the sign that she put, though. I wish, I know I'm kind of like flailing right now. I wish that I could find the note for that. Gold, highest healing energy, all, I don't know what that says. Light no. Duality, son of a gun. I'm going to have to ask her which, I can't remember the sigil she used. I'm seeing the Star of David, but I don't think that that's what it was. But like a light over my head. So, okay, the last thing that we worked on in the class that she gave to me was this endocrine reset. And it was just phenomenal. She gave me a warning too, like a disclaimer that if you do this and you've already gone through the change of life and you no longer menstruate, that when you do this endocrine reset inside yourself, that you can start bleeding again. And I haven't gone through menopause yet, but I did start my period the very next day. Isn't that something? So you go through and you ask each part of your endocrine system if it's functioning at 100%, and you have dropped into your heart space and you're in tune with your body, you're grounded, and the first notion that comes to you is the answer, yes or no. And if it's no, then you wrap. So you first, your hypothalamus, you start with your hypothalamus, and then say if you felt that no, my hypothalamus is not it's not running at 100% efficiency right now. You say, please restore my hypothalamus to its divine blueprint. And you wrap it in gold. She never said light, but I saw it as gold. And then I started to see it as gold and gold light. And then after you say it, you pass your breath, because our breath is our life force. And it's like a command. It is the the way to bring it into being. So then, you come down through, you do your thyroids, you go all the way through, all the way down to your ovaries or your testes, however you are, male or female, or if you have both. And after you do all of that, then you go back through each one. And, like some of these you have two of, and you ask for them to be realigned in perfect harmony together. And as we did this, in fact, every single time that I've connected with this woman, I've just become so lightheaded and just felt so amazing. It really was just a beautiful experience. I highly recommend it. If anybody's interested in linking with her or doing any of this like seed removal work, I'm gonna, in the future, I plan to take some classes with her so that can be something that I can then, pass on and be a part of. But yeah, everything in its own perfect timing. I've, lots of plans and ideas about lots of different things, but we'll see how they transpire. Yeah, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Yeah, I'm not certain about all the answers, but I'm thankful to be where I am. I'm also like thankful, since all this happened, that like weight has just been like dropping off my body. It's been easier for me to be in that flow, that I could have a better balance. I could still enjoy a lot of the foods I enjoy, but also enjoy a lot of the foods that are really healthy for me, instead of feeling like compelled to just like continuously eat the ones that aren't good for me, right? To find that balance. I've just been, this whole past month, really good about moderately exercising. I dream that it would be awesome to get into a routine where I was like on the daily path of doing that again, and everything in its own perfect timing. So we'll see about that too. But at 3 times a week for some working out right now, that feels really good. This past like whole week, I did a really intense cleanse, and it was great. Like it was really intense. I didn't even like 100% succeed on it. Like I ate things that I wasn't supposed to eat, but the things that I ate that I wasn't supposed to eat were still really healthy. They just weren't on this strict cleanse. But dang, dude, like just in the past, well, now it's been 7 days. I lost 15 pounds in 7 days. Like what? Like I feel really grateful about all of that. Family vacations in a couple of months. Yeah, we'll see. I really miss you guys, and I miss this community with you. I don't know if I'm going to get back into birthday reads. I do foresee more tarot in the future, more creations and like offerings and like linking in with spirit and doing that here in the future. But yeah, I'm not sure or when that's going to be. But yeah, I'm feeling really good about all of that. I guess mostly I'm just feeling really awesome to just be me. And that is so cool. I don't know if I ever felt that way before. I felt that way a lot of times, but not like I'd be like, "Oh, it's great to be me," except for all those other things about me. Now all those other things are okay too, even if they're places where I can grow. That was the other thing too with the tarot, the daily tarot. I loved doing that. I really did. And I I started to feel like it was becoming monotonous. And when I look back on it, I don't think that was the case. I really don't. I think it was like an internal thing. It was like that self-judging thing. And I'm really glad for the messages that came through me and that the time that we got to spend together doing that. So we'll see what different formats come in the future. Yeah. What about you guys? Do you have anything to share with me? Anything you want to say? Dude, it's humid as hell. I'm sweating. Dude, wouldn't it suck though if you couldn't sweat? I've met people who can't, and like it really is a struggle for them. Like that whole regulation of cooling down their body, right? Can be dangerous. More easily have a stroke and things like that. It was the time 313. Awesome. Very good. 5438. 9 to the 11. Dude, I had so many 11 syncs today and so many 7 syncs too. It was a good day. It was it's just slamming, dude. It was so fast. It went so fast. I'm thankful for that. I did a pretty, I did a decent job, and I'm glad for that too. Hey, you know what too, Naomi? That's where I've been at. That's where I've kind of been settling inside of myself. I'm thinking about doing a weekly reading instead of a daily one. And then who knows? I'm not sure. Maybe, that's what I feel really drawn to, doing a weekly reading instead of a daily one. And then I'm not sure, maybe at full moons and new moons, or maybe at like new months or something like that. Those ideas, they just keep coming back to me. But also, I've always really been into art and symbolism too. So who knows what other things that the future might hold that would be cool to like share with the YouTube land, with you awesome people. Oh no. Well, love and light to you and Nate. I love you, my girl. I'm going to probably call it here soon anyways. It's almost an hour. Hey, 555. What? Yeah. Because I'm melting down in another way. Like I'm just, no, I'm not melting. I mean, like I am sweating, but I'm not to the point of melting right now. Yeah. So yeah, I really just wanted to talk about all that stuff. Just put my business out into the world. Yeah. No, it feels good. It's good to be me. It's good that you're you. All in our own, unique beauty. More power to us. So yeah, quantum healing, being like a bigger part of the healing world. It's something I said to myself for like, I don't know, maybe 2 decades now. I was like, I even have it written down on this this board that has like a bunch of goals on it that I walk by every day. It says, heal yourself, heal the world, leading by example, right? But dang, yeah. So grateful to link up with that shaman lady. So grateful. So grateful for you guys here. And yeah, until next time, take care of yourselves. We'll weather this storm together, whatever it may be, spiritually, physically, or mentally. But we have like a massive storm coming, like in the physical world really soon. Wow. Okay. So the camera stayed up. I don't know what was up with that. But yeah, I love yous. Thank you, Naomi. I will see you. Oh man, it's good to see you too that way. I love you, man. I love you all. I'll see you next time, whenever that may be. Mwah. Thank you so much.